Good day, everyone. My name is Edson Bansan, and today I'm gonna discuss to you one of the most controversial and very sensitive topic, not only in the past, but also as of the moment. So now I'm gonna talk to you about the feminism. Before that, I'm gonna read to you one of the most famous quotes of Jane Tompkins, "Me and My Shadow." It's a quote about a feminism. Now, what enrages me is the way women are used as extension of men, mirrors of men, devices for showing men off, devices for helping men get what they want. They are never there in their own right or worthy. The world of the Western contains no women. Now, we can see on this quote that there's a greatest gap. There is a greatest inequality between men and women. Now, going back before, I know for some reason that well, most of us, or majority of us, know that in the past, women are branded as a as a secondary, or let's say they are not that so powerful. They don't have power enough. They are just their role in the society is to become a housewife, to take care for their children, to stay inside the house and do chores, and the usual thing that a women do. That's how they saw or they see women before. Because for them, women is they are just a shadow of men. Because without men, they can't live. That's how they see or they look at women before. It's kind of stereotyping and it's kind of discrimination, but that's how society, especially in the Western world or in the Western country, in America, French, and even in British. Now, going forward, what did you see on this picture? Yes, we see a woman. They are beautiful, right? You see these women. We also see the mother that holding her child. We can see that women really are so great, and they are very important in our society and in our world. And without them, we are not here in this world. That's the reason why that's the reason why we have to really acknowledge them, that they are not just a merely a secondary, or they're not just a simple human being, but they are human. We acknowledge them as a human being as well, that the society before forget to acknowledge. Now, we already have a lot of things that we have discussed or we are talking about here. Now let's define what feminism is and what's this all about. Okay, what is feminism? Now, we can we have a lot of things that we can think when we hear the word feminism, maybe we can say that, of course, feminism from the word itself, feminism meaning female, it's women. It's all about gender. It's all about equality. It's all about freedom. It's all about liberty. It's all about democracy. It's all about rights. And we have, or we there's more that we can think of. But what really, or what is feminism really is? According to the Wikipedia, feminism is a range of social movements, political movements, and ideologies that aim to define and establish the political, economic, personal, and social equality of the sexes. So, meaning, feminism is simply a movement and ideologies. When you say movements, it is a steps, it is an actions towards something. You are moving, you are doing something that would make a change. And that's what feminism is all about. It's all about movements. And later on, you would know what these movements is all about. Ideologies. When you see ideologies, what is this? Ideologies is somehow counterpart of belief, or it's a synonymous or synonyms of belief. It's just like a principles that they are fighting for because they believe that women deserves better. They believe that that being a woman is is a thing. That women is not a reciprocate or a shadow of men. They can live alone. They can live independently. And in fact, in our modern world, we have plenty of women, especially those single man, single mother who have their child and they are the one who raise their child. We have an independent women who live alone, who fight for lives. That's how we see women. They are strong, they are beautiful, and they are awesome. Now let's move on to our next. So now we have an introduction. So what's really the goal of feminism? Because we are talking about here the movements, ideologies, and all. So what's the goal? What's their goal? Now here, feminism's goal is to change this degrading view of women so that all women will realize that they are not a non-significant other, but that instead each woman is a valuable person possessing the same privileges and rights as every man. So here, the goal of the feminism is to create an impact. They want changes in the society before because they found out that there's there's this is not right. We have to fight for this. We are in this kind of situation wherein for us there's no hope. But in fact, when we try to understand things and we try to um, think deeper, think outside the box, there's always hope. We are human, and human deserves the world. We are autonomous being. We are a rational being. That's what women are fighting for. That's their goal. They want changes. That all women will realize that uh, that that they are not a non-significant other, like how the society viewed or look at them. Now, what makes to this woman in this generation, or in this they in this generation, keep on saying that they don't have liberty? What kind of liberty they are talking about? What kind of rights, or rights that they are talking about here? Well, first and foremost, the rights that they are talking here is, first is the political rights, economic, social, and what? The the life that they want to live, the world that they want to live. They don't have that kind of rights. They don't have that kind of environment. All that they have is just like they are in prison. They are controlled by someone which is more muscular, more more authoritative than them, which is the men. That's how, or that's the situation of women before. Now, going forward, in the historical development, let's see what really happens. Because that's an introduction now. So let's see what really happens in the historical background, or in the historical development, or in a point of view. Now, actually, here they already have the courage to fight for their rights. Women at this time became brave. We have to fight for this, right? They are now have that brave heart, brave, strong personality that they need to fight. So what they did is they create they became an activist. They protest. And this is the first wave of feminism movement at that time, or feminist movement, or activist movement, whatever you say it. So this is the progressive era during the 19th to 20th century. Now, during this time, women gained the right to vote and became prominent activists in the social issues of the day, such as the healthcare, education, politics, and literature. So, meaning they already there's already a progressive. What I mean progressive is that compared to what they have before, it is more, let's say, more advantageous than I mean on that time compared to before, because they already have that um, privileges that was been given to them because of their you know because of their because they fight, they create a noise around the world that would that would people realize, yeah, that's right, they really need the rights. They deserve that. So they were given a privileges. They are now actives, or they are now in the social issues of the day, such as the healthcare, education, politics, and literature. But, so there's still a but, equality with men in these arenas remain outside their grasp. So meaning there's no equality still, but there is a progress. Anyway, this is the first way. Now let's take a look at what really happened. So here is the historical development in continuation. So in the 1919, there's this British scholar, teacher, and early feminist, Virginia Woolf. Well, she already became teacher because the, during the 19th century or 20th century, they allowed already to to go to college, or have their own career. So that's why she became teacher and also a scholar, which she is Virginia Woolf. Is the one who lead the foundation for feminist criticism in her work A Room of One's Own, in which she declared that men have treated women and continue to treat them as inferiority. So here, Virginia Woolf proved that there's still an inferiorities. There's still this um, treatment, inequality between men and women. That the justice wasn't served yet. She also agreed with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, one of the foremost 19th century literary critics, that great minds possess both male and females or female characteristics, and she believed that a female Shakespeare could achieve literary prominence in the 20th century if women scholars, teachers, and critics would only pave the way. So, if only, if only they are given a chance. Because before, it seems that there's nothing happened. There's still a, hierarchy. Let's say the hierarchy that the only man can be on the top, man can be the president, man can be the in that way and that way and that way. So there's no equality. Yes, they will be given a chance. They will be given opportunity and privileges, but there's no changes at all. They only given, but they are not valued. Next, until in the 1949. In the 1949 publication of the French writer Simon de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, Beauvoir's text declares that both French and Western societies are patriarchal. What do you mean patriarchal? Meaning, there is still this, the society that men are more dominated than women. They are always on the top. They're always in the authority, even in the family. They are the head of the family, even in the company, in the school, the professors, even in the politics. So there's still this, and viewers prove that. Like Woolf before her, viewers believe that the male in these societies defines what it means to be human, including, therefore, what it means to be female. So, Woolf and viewers have the same point of views, that they see there's no changes. Yes, there is a progress, but there's no changes because inequality was still in there. It happens anywhere. So this is where the 1960s and the 1970s happened. The second wave happened. But before that, let's go back here. Now, what happened here during this time? I mean, this time rather, after they get this, because they found out that Virginia Woolf find out that she will write this book, The Room of One's Own. Now, what happened is that during this time, Wolf, or yeah, some people are already agree with this, and most especially those women, the activist women. But what happened is that um, what happened is that what happened is that there's a World War II, right? During this time, after the 19 and 20, yeah, during this time, there is a World War II, and because of that, the attention was divert to that war, and instead of on this issue, it transmitted to the other issue, which is the World War II. That's why for this time until the 1960s and 1970s, there's no progress. But we already have these authors, these female authors, who testify that there is an inequality on behalf of men and women. Now, here's the thing: what happened in the 1960s and 1970s? Now, with the advent of the 1960s and its political activism and social concern, feminist issues found new voices. So this time, after the World War II, they already gained, or they acquired again, or they found again new voice. Like here in Philippines, we have IDSA revolution during Marcos time, led by, or yeah, led by uh, Corazon Aquino. Here in this time also, they have this kind of thing. They have this revolution, but this time it's for their rights as a women. And this not only happen in this in French, in British, in in America, but it happens also around the world, most especially in those very sensitive country that has these rules, or that has this um, religion that was so strict when it comes to women. What are those country like Japan, China? We have Pakistan, we have India. Those are countries, and they also have the same issues on that time. So this not only happen in the Western countries, but it happens in almost all the world. Now, what happened during 1960s and 1970s? So they found new voice, moving from political to the literary arena throughout the 1960s and 1970s. So here, the women at this time became smart. They became wise and strong. What they do is they keep on researching. They keep on um, reading those articles, those books, literature that pertaining or that connected to these issues about the feminism. And that's where they found out, or they found out, or they find the viewers' assertions that the males consider the female the other and unnatural or deviant being. Now, what are those evidences that they are found? So, again, what happened is that they found an evidences, the gangig evidence, and they are not focusing more, or more on politics, but they are focusing on gathering data, gathering evidence to prove that um there's this inequality still that exists in the society at that time. So moving forward, so the this is what they found out. First, stereotypes of women abounded in the canon. Women were sex maniacs, goddess of beauty, mindless entities, or old spinsters. Second, while Dickens, Wordsworth, Hawthorne, Thoreau, Twain, and a host of other male authors were canonized, few female writers achieved such status. Third, for the most part, the rules of female fictionized characters were limited to secondary positions. Secondary positions, take note for that, more frequently than not occupying minor parts within the stories or simply conforming to the male stereotypical images of women. And fourth, female scholars such as Virginia Woolf and Simone de Beauvoir were ignored. Their writings seldom, if ever, referred to by the male crafters of the literary canon. So what happened? So here, these two young no, these two ladies who are become the the hope of female, or the hope of the nation at that time, because they are the one who testify these all things. All their writings didn't acknowledge as part of literary works, because again at that time they are only the women are not not recognized as an authors. They are not recognized in the society, even in the career, whatever career you're gonna take, they won't acknowledge you. So that's what happened. Now here, what happened is that women reading such work could unconsciously then be duped into reading as males. So here in the 1960s to 1970s, they already gained the right to vote, everything. They already experienced the equality that they are looking for. The equality that they are looking for a very long time. So they already have, the rights in the economics, the politics. They can already involve, and actually at that time, some women are already working in the factories, in the offices, in the field, whatever they want to work. I mean, whatever careers they want to pursue, they already have their rights. They already have the rights to study. But here, there's another concern, which is the literature in the reading, because before the men and women merge, there's already the university professors already are males, which is their mastery, or their most of their works, most of their books and literature that was used was all about males, and the author was also a male. Wala, patay, patay, Mimi! are are male. So are male. More frequently than not, female students were trained to read literature as if they were males. So having these, they highlighted the importance of gender. So feminist critics then discover a body of literary works written by females that their male counterparts had decreed inferior and therefore unworthy to be part of the canon. So what happened is they fight for this again. Like, we need to publish, or we need to have a work or a female authors, so that we can, so that there's an equality still, because we are uh, fighting for equality, right? So that's the reason why in this time in the middle of 1960 to 1970, there's already a various authors, female authors, that was already been given a chance to publish their books. And that is, we have, one of them are in America. We have Kate Chopin's in the late 19th century novel The Awakening served as the um, archi- archetypal and rediscovered feminist text of this period. And we have also in England Doris Lessing's The Golden Notebook in the 1962. And in France, Monique Wittig Les Queriliris in the 1969. I don't know if I pronounce it well, and fulfilled their roots. Now, in addition to that, Ellen Showalter is also one of the women as writers, and she is also a critics, wrote or write or coined the term genocriticism, that has now become synonymous with the study of women as writers, and provides critics with four models concerning the nature of women's writing that help answer some of the chief concerns of the feminist critic criticism. So here, um, Elaine was the one who provide a model what kind of characteristic, what kind of characteristic, what kind of personality, or what kind of nature that a woman um, um, do, or she's the one who model it, those women writers. So first is the biological model. Of course, from the word biological, meaning it involves the heredity, or yeah, something like that. And the linguistic model, which is it involves language, the structure of language, how they are going to express themselves, what are the things that you would find out that they are male, that they are female, something like that. And the psychoanalytic model, it involves our cognitive parts, it involves the um, psycho part, or our cognitive, or a mental, and the cultural model, which impact our culture. Whatever country you have, whatever nationality you have, you can have the same outcome. Depends on the culture you have. Now here, the British feminism declares itself to be more political than American feminism, advocating a social change. So there's a progress already. So everything was becoming it became the a light bulb. It became a golden age for women at this time. They already achieved the freedom, or their goal in the very first place, which um, to see them to look at to acknowledge the women, or yeah, the female, as a human. That's what they are only hoping for. That they are not compared to men. That what men can do, it was compared to them. Like the men are more powerful than the women, and that they want equality because we are human. It's just like you can do that, and I can also do this, and I can do this that you cannot do that. Something like that. Now, here, in the context of feminism, is it that women are the only one who experience on this kind of problem or issues in the past? Well, actually, we also have a feminism of a modern world. Yes, there's still feminism, but this time it's another thing because it's still a gender issue. It's about we have a lot of gender now. We have the third sex already, and they also fight for the same rights that they have. But the thing is, um, they still fight until this moment, and I think everyone deserves, right? Everyone deserves because deserves to have a better life because we don't own this world. We are only become part of this world, but we are not the owner of this world. That's for sure. And sooner or later, we will leave this world. So we will give. We will be um, generous enough and let others enjoy their lives. This is the lesson that was, that was that I think the most appropriate to discuss to you because um, whatever gender you have, whatever nationality, whatever races you have, whatever color of your hair, of your skin, we all are human. We are all human and we deserve to live a better life. Now, moving forward, during this time, French feminism concentrates on the language, analyzing how meaning is produced through various linguistic symbols. Such an analysis usually leads these critics into other areas of study, such as metaphysics, psychology, and art. So they go beyond, and now they already
Nasaan yun ni Meme?
discover uh, everything. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, ano dako ka dyan dyan. Yung basa naman yan nga sini. We. Ah, yabo naman yan. Kamang yan de. Kamang.